Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and happy International Women's Day to you all. There are quite a number of people coming in. I'm going to pause for 1 second to let them sit. My name is Paloma Mohammed and I'm very happy to be your chairwoman this evening as the university presents some new research from one of its past students who has completed the Masters in Public Health. It gives me great pleasure at this moment to invite our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Planning and International Engagement, the erudite Dr. Barbara Reynolds, to give you welcome to the university.
Thank you, DVC Dr. Mohammed. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. I love International Women's Day. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world. And today I got to celebrate being a woman, not a mother, not a staff member, not a sister, not a daughter, just being a woman, the quintessential who we are. Now, men, I know that's difficult for you to understand. And I hope that you can one day agitate for an International Men's Day, but for now, this is our day. So what I want to do is ask all the men in the audience, the participant males, to just stand and look around. So say hello to the women around you. There's some behind you. There's some in front of you. They're all beautiful. Thank you very much. I have a simple task to welcome you this afternoon. And in welcoming you, I just wanted to put one thing on the table before you. The issue of women and gender as they intersect is an issue of immense national importance. It's an issue of immense academic importance, and it's an issue of immense individual importance to all of us here. And as these three sets of issues interact this afternoon, I hope we have a satisfying sitting. The subject is so dense. My daughter would say it's intense. The prosecution of domestic violence cases against women in Guyana, successes and lessons learned. And we need to take a deep breath and understand and appreciate how the issues that are germane to our lives, how the issues that are germane to the success of the academic endeavor in terms of research and sharing of such research, and ultimately how the issues that affect our nation and where we are as a nation, how they intersect, how they come together, and what we as individual citizens in our individual and collective spheres of influence can do to advance the agenda for women and with women, for girls and with girls, for men and with men, for boys and with boys. I want to especially welcome this afternoon the Honorable Minister Norton, Minister of Social Cohesion. Sir, we appreciate your presence here. I want to acknowledge the presence of the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Engagement at the University of Guyana and our current OIC, Dr. Michael Scott. Of course, Dr. Mohammed is host, so she is shepherding all of this. I want to also acknowledge the presence of Ms. Rodriguez, who is representing the UNICEF representative this afternoon, the Learning and Development Specialist. I want to recognize the presence of one of my favorite people in the world, my sister-in-law, Her Ladyship, the Acting Chief Justice, who I have to say, she and I have had some interesting times together. Congratulations, madam, again. I want to recognize the presence of those who will present, Ms. Prasad and the other respondents. But most of all, I want to recognize your presence as citizens as women, as those who support and care for the women of Guyana, I hope we have a very good city. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Reynolds. I'd like now to ask the officer in charge of the university, since the Vice Chancellor is traveling, Professor Michael Scott, Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Engagement. And I am very happy to say that this was one of my mentors and teachers. So behind every good woman, maybe some good men.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. All protocols having been established, I duly observe. Honorable Minister and Honorable Justice. Tonight is a very special night for me as a son of a woman, because I couldn't be otherwise. And I always reflect on the very fact that my mom was an extremely young woman. She was just 15 when she got married and gave birth to 3 boys and a girl. And one of the things we learned very early was to respect each other and respect each other's roles. And sometimes as I reflect upon my relationship with her and over the past couple of years, I realize that we have a mathematical connection, which I've been sharing a few courses. And I'd like to ask the mathematicians here, what is the probability of a son after every 11 years since he was 2 years old to have the exact reciprocal age of his mom? And I discovered that some years ago and started working it backwards. And I said to my mom, I hope that you'll be around until 97, when I'll be 79. Moms mean a lot to us, and even as we celebrate International Women's Day, I must take the opportunity on behalf of the university community to applaud and celebrate each and every woman gathered here for us, but also each and every woman in this entire universe that we call our world. I'm very mindful of the fact that all the harsh situations that face the world today, women are acutely most affected. When you look at the images of the refugees in Europe, when you look at the situations, whether it's dealing with poverty and hunger in various parts of the world, there are women scrounging, literally, and fighting for the well-being of themselves and their children. And so even as I take this opportunity of celebrating and really applauding all the accomplishments, we do recognize that there is still a lot more to be done. But tonight we're talking about violence. And I want to take the opportunity for the first time in my life. I never liked performing, but I was saying to my colleague, this is the opportunity for me to make my debut at Theatre Guild. I recognize that our Vice Chancellor is going to provide a message by the electronic means. But I want to share with you a few verses which I penned and which the Gender and Equality Commission of our dearly beloved country had chosen to adopt. And I felt that this is the opportunity to make that debut tonight. But it's about violence, and I do hope you enjoy it. And it's done with the full spirit of the place where this idea was birthed, which is at the University of Guyana. in a room called room 17 of the Faculty of Social Sciences. And it's titled Hands of Violence. Hands that once cuddled, clenched, and fondled. Hands now defy attraction, deny the taste of love. So brutal, selfish, slashing, lashing, punching, raping, painful, repulsive hands. I see it coming. Contending, my desire for escape eludes me. To feel evil hands grip and grab me. Oh, my hair, my throat, my deepness. I scream for dignity. Then my life goes gushing out of me. I dared to stand my ground, resist the vicious crunch of deliberate, ghoulish hands. Hands of sons, hands of uncles, hands of brothers, hands of others too, all born of woman. And those words of hate, which trigger those hands from tongues that hang me, handle me, humiliate me, diminish and dwarf me, devalue me, so worthless, so useless I be. Yes, it's violence, remonstrative, confrontational, reflecting frustration at seeing power ebb away, a power which is not, for hands that defy, hands against which all in unison must rise. Hands so unloving, fueled by tongues of fire, fanned by a fury of silence, kills me quickly, kills me slowly. I surely died, buried in no self-esteem, lie entombed in a cold, friendly grave. I speak from where no violence holds me. O my son, my brothers, my uncles, and others of my love, bind those hands of violence for survival of your sisters, your wives, your moms, your aunts. I once knew, and I never hope to know. These were the voices I very much found myself writing at the time in 2012 when I saw the distasteful violence that was being meted out. Maybe it's the right time for me to bring these to fruition. And what it really indeed emphasizes is the ability of man to be able to empathize with the situation that women face in that face of violence. And so, with these few remarks, and having completed my debut, I must once more join my colleague in welcoming you, and do hope that this evening's event will see a sea change in all of our approaches to this issue of violence, even violence against ourselves, because our society is one that is very violent against itself, as seen in suicides. And so tonight I want to just implore us all to ensure that we have a society which must be at peace with itself. And as the research would show and the responses to it would indicate, we have a task both as a nation and as in our respective communities to make that difference. So once more, have a wonderful evening and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you. Being on a stage does a lot of things to people who didn't know they wanted to perform. Thank you very much for making the Theatre Guild a space for your debut. And we know that there's going to be a book of poems coming out from Dr. Scott very soon called Poems of Praise. And they're mostly religious poems, but I think this one is going to be in it. It gives me great pleasure now to invite Audrey Misha Rodriguez, the Learning and Development Specialist from UNICEF, to bring us remarks from the sponsor, and we thank them very much, UNICEF, for underwriting this, and the resident representative who is at a retreat right now, Misha Rodriguez.
Thank you, Dr. Honorable Minister of Social Cohesion, Office in Charge of the University of Guyana, Deputy Vice Chancellors Dr. Barbara Reynolds, and again, Dr. Paloma Mohammed, the deans and the heads of departments, faculty and staff of the University of Guyana, Madam Justice Roxanne George, members of the panel, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen, it is really a pleasure being here to share this evening with you. A very pleasant good evening and happy International Women's Day to all. I bring you greetings from our representative for Guyana and Suriname, Ms. Sylvie Foyer, who is unfortunately away and on duty as she's participating in a joint UN retreat in Lethem in Region 9. This year, the theme for United Nations observance of the day is Women in the Changing World of Work, Planet 50-50 by 2030. Can we get there? We in UNICEF Guyana and Suriname believe in its reality, if only we could collectively take action for change. And therefore, we embrace the tagline, Be Bold for Change. Tonight, we will focus on domestic violence, a violation of human rights, and one of the barriers to women's economic empowerment. The tagline, Be Bold for Change, applies to all of us in our different capacities, in both our personal and professional lives. Being bold for change requires us to ensure that International Women's Day is celebrated every day, so that the principles of valuing women and girls, boys and men, changing negative social norms, especially as they relate to violence in all its forms, challenging conscious and unconscious bias as it relates to issues of equity and equality, and promoting open dialogue on issues that may be considered taboo are changed, and that we can have the full potential of our society, and that that potential can be realized. We are aware that being bold for change requires much more than our talk, and much more than what I've just said. For instance, we must recognize that we can all begin to champion this change if we are ready and willing to change those norms which perpetuate inequalities. Tonight's focus on the successes and challenges with regard to the prosecution of domestic violence cases is painful, but it is much needed reminder, one, on the state of interpersonal, sexual, and other types of violence that has become a part of the national landscape, and maybe rebuilding trust in the law enforcement is key to bringing about this change. patriarchal, discriminatory, and violent social cultural norms transfer to girls, boys, and adolescents through tolerance and acceptance of all forms and types of violence, and can leave physical and emotional scars that last well into their adult lives. The numbers of reported cases of abuse and neglect from the Child Care and Protection Agency, at least within the last 3 years, is over 1,000 cases per year. And that's what we know of. Moreover, violence against women is associated with increased infant and under 5 mortality rates, and poor school performance and or poor attendance, blocking the chance to acquire skills required for economic empowerment. If we intend to stem the rising trend of violence, inclusive of domestic violence, there must be a commitment to various types of partnerships. Partnerships that promote the strengthening of social protection systems for women, girls, boys, and men. Partnerships that offer quality, gender-responsive education. Partnerships that facilitate knowledge generation, dissemination, and evidence-based initiatives. And partnerships that strengthen legal frameworks that facilitate a true social co-responsibility of care involving men, boys, and adolescents. We will continue in UNICEF to support efforts to ensure that the draft National Plan of Action for both the Domestic Violence and the Sexual Offences Act are finalized and implemented. And we will continue to support stimulating public dialogue as one means of transforming the landscape so that the negative attitudes, practices, and perceptions can begin to change. The slogan, "Nothing for them without them," used years ago, is still relevant in 2017 as women's participation in all spheres of life generates the structural changes needed to achieve a 50-50 planet. I extend our thanks to the University of Guyana, and particularly to Dr. Mohammed and her team, for this initiative on which we, the UNICEF family, are happy to collaborate. I leave you with a call from the United Nations Secretary General in his message for International Women's Day. And he says, "Let us all pledge to do everything we can to overcome entrenched prejudice, support engagement and activism, and promote gender equality and women's empowerment." I thank you.
Thank you so much, Audrey Michelle Rodriguez, and once again, thank you to UNICEF. I'm hoping, please feel free to applaud them, because without the underwriting and support of our partners, some of these endeavors will not be possible or as easy to do. I'm hoping that the technology is going to work now, because our Vice Chancellor is currently on a travel mission out of the country. But he recorded this message for us before he left because he so wanted to ensure that he said something to us all on this day.
Du même endroit. I can hear you, Jerry, but I've got nothing on the mic.
Greetings on this International Women's Day, a very important day in the calendar of the international community, a very important day in the calendar of our university, the University of Guyana. International Women's Day is not only important theoretically. The theme of this year's International Women's Day celebration, Be Bold for Change, that theme resonates powerfully with me as Principal and Vice Chancellor of the University of Guyana. Here are a couple of examples of the way in which being bold for change resonates with me. Among the things that I did quite early in my tenure, which is now 7 months, is to appoint 2 dynamic women within our university community to significant leadership positions. The Deputy Vice Chancellor for Planning and International Engagement, Dr. Barbara Reynolds, is one of those 2 dynamic women. And the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Philanthropy, Alumni, and Civic Engagement, Professor Paloma Mohammed, is another dynamic woman. These 2 represent just 2 examples of the way in which we at the University of Guyana are being bold, being in change mode. And so I salute women and girls around the world. I congratulate whether national or international, whether individual or institutional interests have taken hold of the importance of enabling the advance of our women and our girls, and I encourage us all to do all that we can do to be bold for change. Have a wonderful International Women's Day. This is your university sending you this message through the Vice Chancellor.
Thank you very much.